So today I'm just going to be talking you through how I got to where I got to with the Nirvana piece. Because as you know, it's not for violin, it's for singer, guitar, bass, drums, and another guitar. Clearly we have a big difference there in what you can do on a violin and what you can do on all those instruments and singing. So the way I like to work this is I wanted the exact right rhythm and the notes that sounded as close to what Nirvana played as possible. Now, my first kind of thought was this is going to be very difficult because I know so many people can arrange music for violin in such different ways to a piece is actually played. And I found David Garrett's version on YouTube and he plays it very differently to how it's actually played, and in a different key, I think, as well. So I wanted the same key as much as possible, the same notes, the same rhythm. So firstly, I went in search of the right notes, and I found them in a version that was for piano and violin, and it was very confusing and everything was a bit messed up. So this part had the right notes, and this was the F minor version of the notes, and that was very helpful to get that part of the piece. But in terms of rhythm and structure, it wasn't very clear at all. So I took the notes from this part that I found and used them. Then I think I had quite a gap in trying to find the right rhythm because I'd actually learned quite a lot of this piano violin part with the wrong rhythm before I actually was like, this is just not going to work. I don't feel like this is right. So I went on and I found a part for cello and violin. This was very well structured. I thought it was perfect for what I wanted. So it had the right rhythm, and the structure was really good, and it gave me the solo in the correct form, but it was in A minor. So obviously I've kept that, and we have a key change to A minor on the solo. And then on the last part of the piece, it also gave me the right thing, but again, it changed into A minor at the last part. So we're working with F minor and A minor as the main keys of the piece. But the last section and the solo, I'm talking about the last chorus. The last chorus and the solo are the two ones that are in A minor, because I was trying to get the notes in quite as high a position as I can find without taking the level of kind of security with playing from memory and the challenge of already being a style that's different from my own. So working with quite a high up notes on the violin was important to me because I felt that would be more impressive and kind of get the essence of Nirvana on the violin as much as possible. But taking them into this really high position wasn't going to be the best for me, so I kind of tried to find one that was at a good level of pushing me, but not insanely, because the rest of it was already kind of challenging me enough. So I found this. So basically the piano part and the violin part that I first found has the notes that I play for the most of the piece, apart from solo and end chorus. And the violin and cello part has the right rhythm and solo and end chorus notes. So it's all very complicated and I really had to work with it. But I found this was the best way to bring the sense of Nirvana that I wanted into this piece. I really had to fiddle around with everything, make sure it kind of worked with the backing track. Making the notes fit with the backing track was also a big challenge, because initially I went off David Garrett's version, who he plays the violin as well, and he played this song, and I was kind of like, I really want to be able to play it like that. But I kind of was like, when I listened to the actual song, his version just didn't click with me compared to the actual song. I wanted that actual Nirvana rock roots to really come out in my performance. I didn't want this kind of over-the-top virtuosic violin thing. I'm not insulting David Garrett, but for me personally, I wanted the real teen spirit, well, of Nirvana to come across in my playing, instead of a version that might not bring off the essence so much of it. So I've really enjoyed this process, and this is also why I've really chosen it as my experimental piece, because not only is it not my genre and not my style, I've also had to create this version for violin that I don't think is on the internet at the moment, which I feel quite happy with, because although I've, you know, stolen bits from different parts, I've still put together a completely unique violin part for the whole thing. So I hope the performance goes well, but I feel prepared and ready for it, and I've managed to get my memory where I want it to be, which is I can run through the whole piece several times without forgetting bits. The only part I'll need to think of is stage nerves, but I'm sure that will be okay on the day. Thanks guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching this journey of teen spirit, and I hope you enjoy the performance when it goes up. Thanks.